All right, nation. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. The Dallas Cowboys with the 17th pick picked up CeeDee Lamb. Now, when you look at his tape, when you look at everything, he is the best wide receiver in this particular 2020 draft. Hands all the way around. Now, I want people to understand this. Don't fall in love with the 40 time at the combine. I do know it's only 4.51 or something like that. But when you look on the film and when you turn on the tape, you will see, oh my goodness, that speed that he got after catch, the way he plucked the ball out of the sky, his physicality, the nature that he plays within the confines of the game. Now, I do know that people are talking about Amari Cooper. They're talking about Michael Gallup. They're talking about the void that we got in the slot situation. Well, now you got the best wide receiver in this particular class of 2020. And on top of that, all you have to do now is fill in the holes as it relates to the defensive side. I think that they still are going to look at the safety play. I think they're still going to look at some other factors on the defensive side of the ball as it relates to cornerback and beyond. But when you look at the Dallas Cowboys 2020 draft class, the first pick, the 17th pick, best player available. The Cowboys said that he was the 6th highest person on their board, and they got him at 17. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. This is unbelievable. Now, when we think about this, how can we look at this team and say, okay, the elevation is now needed, right? As it relates to offensive side of the ball is good. You got a Tony Pollard. You have an Ezekiel Elliott. You have a Michael Gallup. You have a Blake Jarwin who will have a better year this year because you don't have nobody standing over him, sitting there saying, oh, I want to get the ball. I need to get the ball. Now you flat out got the best wide receiver in this particular draft at the 17th pick. Oh, my goodness. And the draft is not even over with yet. That's the craziest thing of it all. With the first pick of the draft, the Dallas Cowboys picked with their first selection at 17. Now, how did this all come about? You had the Jerry Jeudy that was picked before him. And then before Jerry Jeudy, you had the Ruggs to go to the Raiders. And I will say this, the Raiders love speed. Whether it's Al Davis in the office or whoever, they love to go out there and get the speed. Speed kills, which is good. But that's how the Dallas Cowboys were able to pluck CeeDee Lamb. Oh, my goodness. And the good old Atlanta Falcons, they went and got an A.J. Terrell. I think that the Cowboys might have showed their hand because this guy, Arthur Blank, he always tried to jump in front of the Cowboys. So he always liked to get picks that the Cowboys were leaning toward. And I'm not saying that A.J. Terrell was the guy that the Cowboys were trying to get, but news kind of leaked out there that the Cowboys kind of like A.J. But with this new regime, with this new philosophy, with this new situation, you can say to yourself with the CeeDee Lamb pick, even CeeDee Lamb was kind of like, oh, wait a minute. You guys are going to pick me? You never called, you never had me in for your other visits or what have you. We only met or talked once, and that was during the combine. Let that sink in for your mind. So when we think about this, Cowboy Nation, when we look at everything and we say to ourselves, "Ooh, this is a different world. This is a different feeling." We can go back and forth with quarterback play. We can talk about that all day. But this was still the number one offense or the number two, number three, top three collective offense in the NFL. And now you putting more weapons on this particular team. I think we just answered our red zone situation. Can I repeat? I think we just answered our red zone situation. I'm going to say again, I think we just answered our red zone situation. This right here, when you look at it and you say to yourself, red zone, money zone, green zone, you got multiple weapons. Who are you going to roll coverage to now? This eliminates all of that. And on top of that, with CeeDee Lamb, he's not no suspect or he's not sus as relates to blocking. He's not afraid to block. He can block too for you. You think about Michael Gallup, his aggressive tone, his tenacity out there, the way he liked to pluck the ball and get yak. And you think about Amari Cooper, the way he get yak. We got a bunch of yak guys now. Pull out the yak. Pull out the yak, Dak, because this is what's going to happen. Dak finding those wide receivers, and they're going to get upfield. Let me say again, Dak finding those wide receivers, and they're going to get upfield. Everybody. Gallup, he's no suspect at route running. Cooper, he's no suspect at route running. And CeeDee Lamb, I just told you, he's the most complete wide receiver in the 2020 draft. And we fool around and got him. Oh, my goodness. I know a lot of people are going to try to make the reverse justification and say, well, the dude was only running a 4.5. I know that. But listen to what my guy Michael Irvin had to say about 40 time. And I want you guys to Google Jerry Rice 40 time. And I'm not saying that CeeDee Lamb is Michael Irvin or a Jerry Rice. But what I'm saying is that those guys, I would listen to more what they have to say opposed to an analyst or opposed to anybody that's going to comment and say, well, this is not a good pick. Whew. My only thing is, I think that CeeDee Lamb is 88 worthy. He should wear number 88, but I think he selected number 10. Hey, 10, you in, right? But outside of that, when we look at what this guy is going to be able to bring to the table, and I know just from the confines and just from the structure of last year's team, and you insert a CeeDee Lamb into last year's team and just think about it, close your eyes and imagine. Look, we understand the drop nature of Michael Gallup. We understand the drop nature that you can argue and say, well, Cooper dropped the ball. He had 7 drops last year. You can say that. But when you look at the total picture and not just one end of it, you can say to yourself, man, this guy CD, he's a hands guy. He's a guy that's not afraid to be physical a little bit. Or where are you going to play him, Law? Are you going to play him at X? Or are you going to play him at a flanker? Are you going to kick him back inside? Or is he going to be the guy that they're going to rotate in? Can he do the end around? Can he do those type of things? Can he be like your stunt guy, throw the touchdown pass if needed? Can he be one of those reverse guys? You can just pretty much book this right here. Mike McCarthy came out and said, I want my wide receivers to play everywhere. Law, guess what? Amari Cooper can play everywhere. Oh, knock, knock. Who's there? Gallup. Gallup who? Michael Gallup. I can play everywhere. Oh, this team is doing those type of things now. Oh, who else was a wide receiver? Blake Jarwin. He was a wide receiver at college land when he was playing out there, when he was playing in the college collegiate levels. And now you got people that can run routes, and you got a Blake Bell that can block. And the draft is not over with because I think that they still may go out there and draft some other type of offensive weapon that's going to be out there. Now, although I'm team defense, I have to say this again and again and again. Defense do win championships, but this offense, when you're looking at the philosophy, you're looking at the principle, and you're not pretty much painting yourself in a corner, and you sitting there saying, oh, let me just go out there and get the best player available, BPA all day, and that is exactly what we were not accustomed to doing. We were not accustomed to getting out there saying, okay, we see the holes on this team. We see them everywhere. All them holes everywhere. But we looked at this and said, who is the best player available? Who do we have the best on our board? And can this particular offense or can this particular defense or can this particular special team unit work with this guy? And they looked at it and they looked at each other and they said, you know what? 2 tears in a bucket. You can put the rest in however you want to feel it. But you can say this. Mike McCarthy said, hey, we picking the best player available. And it fell in our lap. By hook or by crook, we're not finna complain about this. We just finna go in, make this selection, We'll cheer and laugh about it. We do our evaluation down the line of the other guys that we passed on. But right now, let's sign, seal, and deliver this pick to Roger Goodell and company. Now, Roger Goodell's still slick. He don't get off the hook with me because he could have, I'm going to repeat, he could have already reinstate Alden Smith and already reinstate Randy Gregory, but we know how he like to do. Got us sitting at the edge of our seat, not knowing when he's going to reinstate those guys. May have changed the whole draft complexity. But the Cowboys said, no, I'm not going to draft at need. We still going to go off our board, best player available. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how you all feel about CeeDee Lamb, what number or jersey he should have selected or what have you. Will you get a chance to say to yourself, this was the best move possible? Or if you still team defense, let me know. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns in your comments down below. If you team offense, let me know how you feel. And shout out to the 40 Burger Club. I think that's what everybody's going to call it, right? 40 Burger, right? Let's see if that burger can taste good. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. CeeDee Lamb.